for 15 years for one reason and one reason only. To watch me eat a burger at 12 o'clock midnight. Hell yeah. Oh man, it's a good one too. I live right next to like a bar and grill. And I'm not a retard. I don't go there to get alcohol, but I go there to get food, so. You want one burger? Hi. We're running on empty. Food review. And I'm not going to tell you the place that I fucking got it from, but anyways, there's this guy at the bar who was like, I hate this. Do you guys hate this when like there's somebody at the bar like, hey man, he's probably drunk or something like that. Don't I know you from somewhere? And of course, like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He kind of maybe looks like somebody that you knew in the past. So we're sitting there like naming places and naming things about, oh yeah, maybe I know you from this place and maybe I know you from this place. And you pretend like you know what what the other person's talking about. But of course, everything you're saying is just falling flat. So this fucking guy that came up to me at the bar and grill, like, we did actually have one mutual friend, but of course, the majority of our conversation was fucking retarded. So that's what the burger looks like, right? Looks pretty good. So, anyways, I don't speak Spanish, Angel, but it's nice to see you. How are you doing? Mi rey, ¿cómo va todo? I don't know. I took Spanish for a couple years in high school, but that's it. So anyway, I have nothing to talk about. I've just been working a lot. So that's kind of what happens when you work a lot. You don't have anything to say. But I got this burger here, and I had the story from the bar. Hey, man, I remember you from somewhere. And you fucking say things, and you don't remember anything. There's not Culver's. Okay, I mean, is Culver's open till midnight? I don't know. No. I need something to drink. Hamburg God, yeah. Anyways, we should play Sven Co-op again. I haven't played in a long time. People kept being dicks to me on there, so I just stopped playing. I was playing on that Eastern European server, and I mean, yeah, maybe they were nice like part of the time, but most of the time they were just being assholes. Yeah, Culver's is too good to be open late. I haven't been going there that much, so I feel like since there's more Culver's, it's gone downhill more lately. So, I don't know. I know you guys have been waiting for this moment, watching me eat a bar burger. What else can I say about bars? I don't understand the appeal. I've never been a fan of bars. I think it's retarded to go there and buy overpriced alcohol when you can just go to the grocery store and get it for cheap. It makes no sense. I'm not really much of a drinker anymore, but I did kind of get a little out of hand during COVID. Anybody else have that experience? Like during COVID, you didn't know what to do. You just kind of spent a whole year wasted on alcohol. That was me for sure. I don't remember what year it was, but it was one of them. It was a good burger. The fries kind of suck, though. So that's unfortunate. A bar and grill by my house. And it's kind of like really close to where I live. And there's usually nobody there during the week, so it's a good time to go and sneak in and buy food. So, and that's why I say ran into some bro. Yeah, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. That's very true, Z. But then I think now that COVID's over, people have kind of realized like, oh, that was a waste of a year. That was just kind of like a unique kind of thing. I have nothing to talk about, fellas. No video game stuff, no movie stuff. I haven't been really watching anything. I'm back to watching. I've said like my top 5 favorite movies like a million times. One that I left off on my top 5 that I have a hard time putting on my top 5 is called The Third Man. It's from 1949. This little post-World War II movie set in Vienna, Austria. It's a British film, but it stars like 2 very prominent American actors at the time, Orson Welles and Joseph Cotten. And I really like watching that movie before I go to bed. It's good material to like fall asleep to. So I've been watching that again. You know, I watched it for the first time in like a year. And, you know, after a while, you're like, yeah, I remember this movie, but hey, it's better than watching fucking TikTok or whatever the fuck is on Netflix these days. Definitely still watching old Kino, man. What else is there? I mean, I know like most people these days like refuse to watch anything like prior to the 1980s, but you're missing out, man. Oh, this is Running on Empty food review. Yeah, Fargo is ass. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, did I see like they're making some kind of remake or spinoff of Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Which is like, can't you guys? Do you guys really like? How hard is it to come up with new ideas? How hard is that? Like, or better yet, if you can't come up with new ideas, don't make anything at all. You know. I saw something on Twitter from the Mega 64 guy. Well, yeah, Z, you're probably right because I saw it from Rocco from Mega 64. So you're probably right about that. It's hard. He is one of those irony posters. It's hard to take him seriously. But also, man, like, I got to give some criticism to Rocco Bott of Mega 64. I mean, this guy's what? He's almost 40 years old and he just posts about theme parks all day. Like, and he doesn't have a child. Like, isn't there something kind of weird about that when you're like almost in your 40s and you still geek out about Disneyland and Star Wars theme parks? Like, there's something wrong with you there, especially with the direction that Star Wars has gone, which is down. I almost wanted to make a post about how awesome the expanded universe used to be when we were kids. All the books and video games for Star Wars that we had when we were younger. Now, like I said, I said in a previous live stream, I did like Andor, like the TV show on Disney Plus, but the rest of the stuff is just fucking garbage. Then I see they're bringing back Rey Skywalker in another Star Wars movie or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, burger time. Honestly, since the kitchen at this bar closes at midnight, so I feel like they kind of rush this burger. It's not that great. I would almost say Culver's is better than this burger. Like getting a fucking butter burger with bacon on it or something like that. Definitely better than this. Maybe because I've been to, this bar and grill is right by my house, so maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, what else can I fucking ramble about? That's it, man. You can watch me eat a burger. Maybe I should have got it well done or something like that. Sometimes like a burger done medium and a burger that's well done, like sometimes you prefer one over the other. I don't know. I usually get it medium though. Yeah. Plus, if you do get laid by some girl at the bar, it's probably some fucking idiot that you're never going to see for very long. So, I don't know. And some girls are like looking for a one-night stand kind of deal. And they kind of tease you like they're not really looking for that, but they are looking for that. Maybe they already have a boyfriend or they're already kind of like seeing someone on the side and they figure, let's just do this thing for one night. That's usually what you get when you go to the bar. And it's not worth it. I mean, yeah, wow. I mean, they're probably just in it for the free drinks or the free food or something like that. I don't know. That is my experience. And then plus fucking Tinder is just a bunch of gold diggers. Hey Z, have you ever been on Tinder? I got with a girl who was just like, well, I don't have that much more money left for this month. Hint, hint, hint. Like, I'm going to be broke soon. I need your money. Like, that's like the majority of Tinder. Maybe it's like a local thing for me, but I've experienced that. Really just with one girl, but I'm sure if you were to keep going on dating sites, you would kind of experience the same thing. Damn, that sucks. You should have spent less. Maybe you shouldn't have spent anything at all, but I don't know. I mean, you probably get an even worse chick if you spend nothing at all. So, what else is going on in the world of, I don't know. It's been pretty boring lately, man. Wintertime is always very boring in Michigan, unless you're into winter sports, but if you're into winter sports, you're kind of screwed too, because we really haven't had any winters with snow for like the past 3 years. So, and plus, if you want to go somewhere cool, you got to drive at least 2-3 hours to go to like a ski resort or whatever the fuck they're called. And I never was into snowboarding or skiing or anything like that. I know everybody around here kind of had like a skateboarding kick growing up or something like that. But like the snowboarding and skiing, like that was more for like the rich kids. That was more for the rich kids because they can afford to go up to these fucking fancy places. But some people love the winter sports, especially, and I know it's people like down by the equator and people who don't get to experience snow seem to like fetishize it. They want the snow. Well, the summer sports are okay, but I don't know. Like you say, a lot of sports you need a lot of money these days. Like even baseball in America is expensive, and football is expensive, and golf is expensive, hockey's expensive. Maybe basketball is like the only like cheap sport. I don't know. We gotta finish this burger. I was thinking I was gonna save some of it for tomorrow, but fuck that. No. Well, no good stories. What do I got? Do I got any good work stories? Oh yeah. Everybody at my job thinks I don't swear, which is actually kind of funny. But like when you get older, when you're not in your 20s, you gotta learn some things, especially like if you've ever been in trouble like running your mouth before. You kind of tend to swear less and around family and friends and coworkers. Well, not around friends, but definitely around coworkers because you don't want to be one of those fucking idiots who gets in trouble for dropping F-bombs. Yeah, that was one of those fucking idiots dropping F-bombs. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But yeah, I have this reputation. Like this girl at the job was like, "Oh, I've never heard you swear like that before," and it's like, well, that's because I'm older than you. And I'm not a fucking idiot. But I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah. If you're around people who are pretty uneducated, it doesn't really matter, I guess. You can swear all you want. I don't know. Do you guys still think it's okay to say the word faggot? Is that like really? I guess on Twitter, like you'll run into the people who maybe are LGBTQ friendly and they don't like the word faggot a lot, but like, is it really that taboo? I feel like it isn't. As long as you're not like screaming it, I think using the word faggot is okay. Like, I don't think you should scream it. That's a little bit too much. You're going a little too far there. But if you just say it in normal conversation, I think it's still okay to say. I don't know. I mean, plus I've seen so many videos where people think using faggot is normal. But I don't know. I mean, even gay people call other gay people faggots as like an insult. So what does that tell you? I've seen that before on the internet. What do you think? Is faggot in or out? Obviously, I think it's in. I mean, God. What would G-Man Squad be without the word faggot? Oh, man. Uh-oh. Z just talked about the gamer word. Better be careful there, Z. So, I don't know. What else is going on in the world? Fucking nothing, man. Just the Israel-Palestine shit. Ukraine shit still going on. Watching the news is, like, pathetic. I don't know how anybody can actually watch the news with a straight face. Usually the people who watch the news are fucking idiots. But, I don't know. I always was... I mean, like, the only political view I really ever had was anti-war. Like, I'm not a big fan of the war, fellas. Like, I don't care what war it is. All the wars are fucking bad. People are dying. So, to see, like, all this shit on Twitter from, like, our politicians that are just like, oh, every Palestinian is a bad Palestinian, and all this shit about Ukraine, it's fucking sickening. It's sickening. They're a bunch of faggots, right? So... we get senators and people on TV shows beating the war drums, and it's just pretty sad. I mean, why don't you send your kids overseas halfway across the world to fight these stupid fucking wars, and maybe you'll change your tone. But then again, military-industrial complex, all that shit, yada, yada, yada. What's going on in the wide, wide world of sports? Oh. The Super Bowl was like one of the most boring things I ever watched. That was terrible. And of course, I don't know. Do you guys think like the NFL is rigged? Obviously, I've been reading that for like the majority of my teenage life and life in my 20s and 30s. Like the NFL is rigged. I mean, I don't know. It's possible. I mean, look how much gambling is a part of sports. And I mean, you can go back to like the 1920s when teams would throw championships in order to make like a quick buck. So if it was rigged, it would be more interesting. That's probably true. I don't think baseball's rigged because last year they had a World Series that was like the lowest rated World Series ever. But the NFL, I don't know. I end basketball too because basketball has all these ridiculous fouls and penalties. I don't know, man. You got that Vegas influence going on. You got that gambling influence going on in every sport. No, that's definitely not true, Pat Rick. I mean, if you get like a New York versus LA championship, then it's not really going to be low rated ever, no matter what the result is. I mean, you got two of the biggest markets in this country going at it in a championship game. That's what they want every time, pretty much. They don't want fucking what are two small markets like Kansas City versus San Diego. Like they don't want shit like that. They'd rather have LA versus New York every single time. I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah. It's so funny watching boomers get mad when there's like a sports game that's only on Peacock or a sports game that's only on Amazon TV or a sports game that's only on what's another one? I don't know, but watching them cry about that, like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't watch this one game. What am I going to do? I get it. Peacock wants to drive up their subscribers. They want an Amazon TV and Apple TV, and I think it's honestly a good thing. I don't know. I think it's a good thing. But then you get all these fucking boomers in comment sections that cry about it. It's kind of funny. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be one of these idiots that is subscribed to every single one of these services. That's I'm sure there are plenty of online services, websites where you can pirate it or stream it or whatever. I don't know. Are they still pretty crazy about cracking down on stuff like that? Like remember when you ever had like a big UFC fight and there would be like, or a big boxing match and there would be like 10 people on Twitch streaming it and it'd get taken down within like 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, YouTube TV is another one. So, I don't know. That's it. I don't know. Some part of me wonders what a world would be like without like mainstream TV and it's just like YouTube and TikTok and your streaming services and your Amazon TV and your Netflix and your Paramount TV and your Peacock and I don't know. Everybody always says legacy media is dying, but then it never dies. So I don't know. I used to have the opinion that like you just gotta have like one fucking fat rich billionaire who throws in a bunch of money somewhere and that network is never going away. All it takes is one big, fat, rich millionaire. And they can, if somebody's in dire straits financially, all they got to do is pump some money into that thing and they're good to go for a while. So I don't understand. Everybody, TV is dying. But look at all the boomers that watch that, the baby boomers that watch that stuff. I don't think it's going away for a long time. That's what they've been saying about radio for the fucking past 50 years. Not 50, but you know what I mean. Radio's dying. I haven't seen it going anywhere. You got satellite radio. You still got your local radio stations that live off like locally ran contests, and like you have corporate owned radio stations that do these contests for local radio stations, but you're running against like stations from all over the country. They can figure out ways to get around the fact that they're this tiny market and they don't really have that much in advertising. And that's, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but every time I hear that, I just kind of laugh like, oh, radio's dying, TV's dying. Yeah. Podcasts are getting out of hand. Z is right about that. But, I don't know. Every time they say something like that is dying, they come up with something that brings it right back again. So that's why I say, like CNN, Fox News, they're never going anywhere. They have too many people with money behind those networks. They're never going anywhere. Propaganda, they need propaganda. They need to fucking shove that shit down your throats, even when there's barely anyone watching. So I don't know. What do you think? Is TV going to die? Is radio going to die? I don't think so. At least not in our lifetimes. Maybe after our lifetimes, which, we're all in our 20s and 30s, so that's going to be a while. Hopefully, right? Saw this fucking hilarious thing on Twitter. Apparently, the lady who used to own YouTube, Susan, what's her name? Susan something? Susan W. I'm going to call her Susan W. Her 19-year-old son died of a fentanyl overdose in their dorm room. And one of the first comments was his son tried to YouTube search how to survive a fentanyl overdose, but he got stuck with a 5-minute ad and he died. And I thought that was pretty fucking funny. I mean, sorry, man. Twitter is hilarious with edgy humor like that. Susan Wojcicki, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is that a Polish name? But yeah, no. One of the first comments was, first thing he did was try to search on YouTube how to survive a fentanyl overdose, but he got stuck with a 5-minute advertisement and he died. I thought that was pretty funny. The way he worded it, it was pretty good. But you know what people got to stop doing is they got to stop putting like laughing emojis and skull emojis at the end of that sort of thing. Like, you've already made your joke. You don't need emojis to make your joke for you. Like, it's fucking stupid. Oh, my burger's gone, guys. That's it. That's all that's left of my burger. There's a fry stuck to it. Sorry, that looks pretty gross. But this is Running on Empty food review. I don't know. What do I rate that burger? I rate it like a 6 out of 10. I honestly think a Culver's burger would have been better, but for a bar, way better than McDonald's. I mean, not even close. It's from a local bar and grill, like right by my house where I live. Because, yeah, fast food burgers are getting old. Unless it's Culver's, obviously, right? I mean, a lot of good memories at that one that we used to go to all the time by Delta College. A lot of good memories there. Brain rot of the internet, in a way, makes TV more enjoyable depending on the show because of the simplicity, like cooking or building something. I don't know if it makes TV more enjoyable, but it definitely makes the internet look bad. What's up, Harry Lime? I don't know. I just finished a burger. You missed all the conversation that I just had about. So the question I just asked Harry Lime was, do you think like all the people that say like TV is dying and radio is dying, like is that going to be true in 50 years? Because I've been hearing that all my life and it's never happened. So I don't know. All I know is it's gotten worse. Doesn't mean it's dying, you know. So, all right. Well, that's about it, fellas. I ate my burger. Yeah, you got to dig deep. It's like Twitter and Facebook. You got to, or any kind of internet platform. You got to dig deep to find the good stuff. Absolutely. No, continue to get worse. But the point that I've always had is it takes one rich donor to take them from being in the red to being back on their feet again. That's all it takes. As long as somebody's pumping money into that thing, it's not going anywhere. So, I already talked about the third man, Harry Lime. So, there we go. Harry Lime is the bad guy in that movie. Trevor Howard plays a great part in that. He's like the dad figure. the British officer dude. He does a great job. He's a great counterpart to Joseph Cotton. Absolutely. What's another movie? I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest again. I still put that in my top 5. Jack Nicholson is just so great. And then just putting him in like an out of control psych ward kind of scenario makes for I can talk about this. The author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest hated the movie because he changed it from the chief's perspective to Jack Nicholson's perspective. And I've never read the book, so I don't know, but the director of that movie, Milos Forman, did a fantastic job. So whatever the author says, like, just shut the fuck up. It's just the same thing with Stephen King and The Shining. Like, the author can say whatever the hell they want. A movie is way different than a book. And if the movie adaptation is like almost better than the book, you could say, then the author of that material needs to shut the fuck up. The book is good. Yeah, I've never read it. Yeah, don't want to read a whole book from an Indian's perspective. And it probably is more interesting because it gets it more in depth. It gets more detailed. I mean, he's the observer of everything. And he's the one that's just quietly standing there observing everything. So, I don't know. That's about it. What else should I talk about before I go? I finished my burger. Not as good as Culver's today, but it was better than McDonald's. Anything's better than McDonald's, right? Thoughts on Barry Lyndon? Barry Lyndon's one of my favorite Kubrick movies, but the beginning is boring. The beginning, it takes a while for that movie to get going, like a lot of Kubrick movies. Like, I used to think that about Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange, when I first saw it, I hated the first half. Harry Lime, what did you think of Clockwork Orange? First time I ever saw that movie, I watched the first half. I'm like, I hate this. But then when the second half comes around and you start to understand why the first half was the way it was, it's like, okay, I get it now. Makes sense now. Like, this is a good movie. But a lot of Kubrick movies take a while to get going. Still a genius, though. He's got to be like the smartest filmmaker that ever lived. Jewish boy from the Bronx, right? Was he from the Bronx, or where the fuck was he from in New York City? It doesn't matter. He was from New York City. And if you're a really good chess player, right, that's usually a telltale sign that you're pretty smart. Oh, boy. Well, I just kind of told you the first half is worse than the second, or it takes you a while to understand. So just ignore what I just said and form your own opinion. I'd like to hear your opinion, though, what you think about it. So maybe it's just like the mood that you're in when you first watch something like that. Like, you got to be in a good mood to tolerate, like, what the fuck is this? Because that's what Clockwork Orange feels like in the first half. Like, what the fuck is this? So that's about it. When Gmod Machinima 2008 is this stream? I just ate a burger. You didn't want to watch. You've waited 15 years for this moment. I ate a burger and it's all gone, and now I just have these shitty fries left. So, all right, that's it, fellas. Good night. We got 9 people here, so is there anything else you want to say? We'll keep this at 30 minutes and then go. Minute and a half. Anything else you want me to talk about? I got nothing. I did pretty good for having absolutely nothing to say. So, dude, I'm going to bed, man. It's a Thursday night. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm 33 now, so I ain't anything like I was back then, but it sure was fun back then being a director. It's funny, man, how many people on Twitter think I'm kind of like this bitter old man, but I kind of am. I mean, the bitter 30-year-old boomer, because just look at the internet nowadays. It sucks. Look at TikTok. You ever been around a woman that's watching a TikTok? It's the worst thing ever. Don't tell me I'm wrong when you can say I'm a bitter old man, but I'm proud of that if we're referring to some fucking girl that's your age geeking out over TikTok videos, leaving their phone fucking blasting, like the volume on full volume. Like, fuck you. TikTok blows. I hate all these short format, vertical phone videos. They're the scum of the earth. If you contribute to that, I hate you. There's nothing wrong with it once in a while. But, like, if that's all you do, fuck you. Fuck you. Good night, everyone. That's it. I have male friends who watch it's sad. You ever meet a 40-year-old that does fucking TikTok? Like, come on, man. Get it together. All All right. See you guys later.